Hello everyone. Today I want to start off with a personal story. My family came to America 25 years ago. We believed in hard work. I studied very hard. My parents put in long hours. They brought some savings from Korea and they were debating whether they should start a business or buy a house and use it as a down payment. And someone said if you own a house, then your children will not be able to qualify for college financial aid. And so, because of that misinformation, they decided not to buy a home. After that time, the cost of house, skyrocketed, and the high cost of rent also prevented them from being able to save decent down payment. I was motivated to make this video for my students in my Bible study class. I teach 11th graders on Sundays. They recently took their SATs. It's a very stressful time for them. Back then, all I knew was that good grades lead to good college, which leads to good job and leads to comfortable life. And for 20s and 30s, now people don't stay at a job for a long time until they retire. People switch jobs several times and then they wonder which path is the right path for me. Yes, hard work is important to but if you think that that is all there is, you may lose out on a huge opportunity. You cannot ignore luck and chance in the equation of success. Just observing my brief life, it was not the people who got the best grades in school who became most successful in their career. Recently, a friend of mine told me about his friend from high school who was an average student but became a pioneer to think of the electronic menu for restaurants. And I was told that this friend is preparing for an early retirement. And so, meeting the right person, the right opportunity at the right time, or even having the right idea, this is all luck and chance. King Solomon is a very well known for his wisdom in the Bible. He wrote parts of Proverbs and Ecclesiastes, and here's what he said about chance. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happens to them all. Author named Morgan Housel, in his book called Psychology of Money, said this: the world is too complex to allow 100% of your actions to dictate 100% of your outcomes. You are one person in a game with 7 billion other people and infinite moving parts. The accidental impact of actions outside of your control can be more consequential than the ones you consciously take. John Krumboltz is a psychologist and he's an educator in career counseling and psychology. And he came up with this theory called theory of planned happenstance based on chance. It refers to the idea that unplanned, fortunate events or encounters can significantly impact the person's career path. The importance of being open to unexpected opportunities and actively seeking ways to capitalize on them. Philosophers, big thinkers, and wise people have already realized that there is definitely more to just hard work. There are things that are outside of our control that sometimes impact our life more than our decisions. So how do we harness the power of chance? And first thing you need to do is to be open to chance. In the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, and he said this: prepare the mind and be sensitive to chances others miss. Just to give you my personal story, in my senior year of college, I applied to an internship at an insurance company. It was a leadership program in which I would do rotation of different departments and experience each department for a limited time and actually decide which is the best fit in the company and start to work full time. And there were 3 rounds of interviews, very competitive. Eventually I got the offer, but I turned it down because I was so set on becoming a guidance counselor, and I went to graduate school for it. Fast forward 3 years, I ended up not becoming a guidance counselor because I realized that I don't like the work. And then I ended up with $40,000 student loans. So I just want you to learn from my mistake and be open to chance, be open to opportunities that come randomly. And second step is that I learned recently from reading the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Obtaining specific knowledge will get you to that chance. Specific knowledge is something that cannot be taught in school, and because once it can be taught, it is no longer called specific knowledge. It is a weird combination of unique traits from your DNA, your unique upbringing, and your response to it. And it's something that feels very natural to you, and it feels very interesting. It feels like he uses the word play to you but work for other people, and something the world does not yet know how to do, and something they will be willing to pay you for, and it has something of a value. And if you are one of those select few who knows how to do this specific knowledge, luck will come to you. No one can compete with you on being you, so your uniqueness can be very competitive. So examples he provides in the book is sales skills, talented with musical instruments. You have obsessive personality, which means you dive into things and learn things really quickly. Or you like playing games, which means you're really good at grasping game theory, and so on and so forth. Let me tell you how you can find and obtain specific knowledge. You should listen to what your parents or your friends notice about you, something that you're really good at. I think you should learn to become more sensitive to what you like and what you want. Thinking, oh, I really love this, I really enjoy doing this, I feel like I'm alive when I'm doing this. Don't be afraid to try like a part-time job, take dance class, music class, try different sports, join different clubs. You won't discover yourself unless you put yourself in different situations. Through these activities, you will begin to realize that you are better at something in comparison to others. And in every experience, whether bad or good, you should take time to reflect on it and then see what you understand, what kind of facts you gathered about yourself. Okay, specific knowledge, that's all good and that's really cool. But you know that being at the top of any field or anything is very, very hard. It takes a long time to build that skill. And what if no one is willing to pay for something I love to do? What if I am just average no matter how much I try? And so here is my third step of harnessing the power of chance. Turn to the Creator, our God. Matthew 10:29, it says, "Are not two sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground outside of Father's care," meaning God's care. And God is involved in every tiny event that goes around in the world, even something as small as the sparrows that get sold for a penny. We have been calling it chance and luck, but in reality, in our Christian world, we call it God's providence. From the Bible study curriculum that I'm using in my Bible study class, it says that God's providence means God's continuing work and involvement in His creation, God's personal and direct intervention in the world. King David is one of my favorite characters in the Bible. I think he really recognized God, who was able to control all the situations that he was put into. He was the youngest of his family and he used to be a shepherd, and God raised someone as small as this to become a king over the nation of Israel. And before that, he used a slingshot to kill a giant. He claimed back much of the Israel's lost territories. He asked God whether he should go to this war or not, whether God will be with him. And then God would also give him strategies on, okay, maybe not this time, but maybe you should maybe go around here and then attack at this time. From time and time again, David would acknowledge that God was the one who made him king. So he realized that all the events that led to him becoming a king and becoming a successful one at that, God was very much involved. How do we tap into God's providence? It's through prayer. We have access to God through prayer. He listens to our prayers. We can ask God to help you open up doors, open up opportunities. and also allow you to become sensitive to these opportunities. It's one thing to have opportunity open up to you and another thing to go and grab it. Just to summarize, how do we harness the power of luck and chance? First, you should recognize that chance is a real force and be open to it when it comes to you. And second, you should work on developing specific knowledge. And third, turn to God and ask Him to engage in your life every day. And I hope this was helpful to you and it was an encouraging word to those students who are very stressed in school, to my fellow friends who are ongoing search for your calling in life. So yes, I'll leave you with that and I'll say good luck.